Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to Watchcastage. Today I wanted to make a quick video sharing my experience getting my Rolex serviced and repaired. I'll share the timeline, as well as the cost of everything that I did, because I think that's also a really big aspect of getting into one of these watches. The cost of servicing and repair is going to be quite high and may be a turnoff, so I figured I'd share that with you. Back on the 24th of July, I took my Explorer 1 into my local authorized dealer. They took a look at it, and based on the age of the watch, it's 30 years old, they determined that it had to go to the actual Rolex facility, so they sent it out to the Rolex facility, and then 1 month later, on the 24th of August, I got a call and I received the quote from Rolex about what kind of work they recommended and what the estimated cost was. At that point, I had to approve the cost and say, yes, move forward, or no, just send it back, and I'll pay for shipping, all of that. Fast forward 2 months and 2 days later, the 26th of October, I got the call and my watch was ready to pick up, and I have to say, I'm thrilled to have it back, and it feels great after 3 months. I cannot believe that it was 3 months. So, I guess let's go ahead and I'll show you what I got back from Rolex, and then we'll talk about the price. First is the case that the watch comes in. This is the standard Rolex green, and it is a fairly protective watch roll. You can see that all of this folds over, and then inside this pouch, you have the little thingy to put your watch on, and it protects the watch very, very well, and it feels premium, as well it should, given the price of the servicing. You'll see that in a bit. Then, just because I could, I ordered an additional link. I don't need it currently, and I'm actually hoping I don't ever need it, but just in case I needed one, I ordered a second link. And here is the big ticket item, the original dial. I was able to receive the original dial back, which I am thrilled about because I wanted to keep as many original parts from this watch as I was able to keep. And this is all they were able to send back, actually. And also, because I did have my watch serviced, I received this card with information on the rear, which I'm not going to show you, but this guarantees the watch for 2 years from the date of that servicing. Okay, first up, please forgive my terrible handwriting, but they recommended replacing the crown, and the cost of replacing the crown on a 1991 Rolex Explorer 1 was $46. The second thing that I had done was that additional link. A single link from this bracelet costs $55. It may be crazy to buy it, but I wanted to have one in case I needed it rather than needing it and not having it, and I was willing to pay a little bit for that. Third, what did we have? The handset. If you remember seeing my first video, the handset is where the main issue occurred. The loom on the handset fell off. I tried to get the original hands back, but they wouldn't send them, so they ended up replacing the handset, and that cost $89. Or is that $84? $89. We'll go with that. What's the next thing? The dial. $518. If you have ever thought, how much does it cost to replace a dial on a Rolex or a Rolex Explorer 1? $518. Now, this was on the recommendation of Rolex, and I believe the reason they recommended this is if the loom was falling off the hands, it can't be far behind that the loom was ready to fall off of the dial. But on top of that, the hands that they replaced on this watch now have Superluminova, while the previous hands and the old dial have tritium loom, which was completely dead. And it would have been a bit weird as well if the hands were loomed and functioning and the dial wasn't. So now the loom on the hands and the dial are functioning, and I do have the original dial if I want to go backwards. And the last thing that we have is the servicing. To have this serviced, it costs $1,100. Now, that could be because this watch is 30 years old. Maybe they don't have all the parts that they used to, or maybe they're in limited supply. But it cost $1,100. And I think that's a portion of owning one of these watches that might be overlooked. You may not consider the servicing cost, and If you look at that and say, oh my gosh, that's too much, I understand. And that brought the total for this $1,808 plus tax. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But now I have it back. I have this perfectly functioning, well-oiled machine that I can wear and not have to worry about a broken seal, not have to worry about the movement getting damaged, not having to worry about loom chipping off and getting all mucky in there. Really a great feeling to have it back, and I am thrilled to wear this again. And there you go. That is my experience with the Rolex Explorer 1. That's how much it cost to get it repaired. That's how much it cost to get it serviced. And that's the timeline that I experienced. 3 months. 1 month to get the estimate back, and 2 months for the actual work to be done. Hopefully that was helpful. If you did find this helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down and tell me why you didn't like it in the comments. And I will talk to you again with another watch video in 2 weeks. Okay, I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.